welcome back to my channel. Alrighty, so we are ready to start on the Girl with Squirrel coloring page. This is the first of what I hope to be many coloring pages that I am creating and have for sale in, right now they're in my coffee or Ko-fi shop. There's a link to that in the description box below and in the About Me section of my channel. For now, that's where they're going to stay. I might switch to Etsy eventually, but my goodness, I looked at the, starting an Etsy shop and all of the fees and the hoops you have to jump through. And it was like, I'm just not ready to do that. So for now, it'll be in my Ko-fi shop. And yeah, so you can get it there. So we are going to do an Auburn colored hair on her. And for that, I'm only using 4 different pencils. At least that's what I think I'm going to do. So that would be Espresso, Sand, Sienna Brown, and Terra Cotta. And I think that is it. We can get started. So anytime I'm gonna do hair on a new piece, I do always like to pick one section, one piece of the hair to do my color combo on, rather than putting the color all over the whole thing, one at a time. And the main reason for that is just to make sure that you are happy with how it's turning out and what you like. Because if you decide, ooh, I don't like that, then you only have to worry about fixing a small little section instead of going over the whole piece. So this is Terra Cotta. I'm never quite sure if I want to put the Terra Cotta down first or the Sienna Brown down first, but I do love the way the Terra Cotta looks blended in with that eggshell. That's really pretty. So with these, the grayscale coloring pages, be aware that you can color right over the black, and quite often it will look just fine. You could also put white down first if you felt like something was just way too black. Let's say you're trying to do a blonde hair. If you put some white down on top of your grayscale, see how nice that white shows up? And then when you go to put another color on, like Espresso, for example, if we do that, you see how, well, that probably wasn't a good choice of a color. Let me pick a different color. If we put the Terra Cotta over the top. See how well that shows up? It doesn't have to be black. So you have a lot more creative control on a grayscale piece than one might think. So, okay, back to what I was doing. Let's pull out some Sienna Brown. So I can tell already that I'm really going to like this color combo. Partly because I did it once already. But that way, if you do it this way, where you're just doing one section, like I said, you don't have to say, oh, crap, I wish I wouldn't have done that. So I'm going to come back when I come up here. and start up at the top and then work my way down, I think. So. Get myself a little cloth. I think I love these. I don't like the way they feel. These, what are those called? Microfiber cloths. They feel on my hands not particularly wonderful. But I love how they work really well in the studio for all kinds of things. So, especially for keeping my pencils kind of in one place. All right, so this is the Terra Cotta. And Sienna Brown. And Espresso. Feels good just to color for fun again. All right, I might just, since I think we're going to have a light source coming down here, I might add just a little bit of white. Okay. I think I'll work down and then I'll do this side. Terra Cotta. Sienna Brown. Espresso. Oops. Every once in a while I get a little crazy with the flicking and my pencil goes somewhere I didn't want it to go. Alrighty, let's do this here. And after we get all of this done, then I'm going to come back in and add some flyaway hairs, so to speak, so that we can kind of try and get it to look as realistic as possible. All right, I'm going to use Terra Cotta right here. See, that color actually, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but that terracotta actually shows up really well on the black. In fact, it showed up so well that I'm having to color over it with my espresso because I didn't want it to be that bright. So don't be afraid to use color on your black, because it will show up. All right, terracotta. I already have my list of coloring pages that I want to pull out and start working on. But I need to contact one of the artists. She can be a little bit hard to get hold of and a little bit, anyway, so I'm just curious because I had a whole bunch of those Walter's Mom 0073.uv pages already printed when I stopped coloring for a while, and I want to go back and do some of them because I still really love her pages. But I'm curious because I had stopped my Patreon of her, but I'm curious if she's started posting colored pages on her Patreon again. I know for quite a while there she was not posting, and that was one of the main reasons that I stopped, because we were going months without getting a new coloring page. And you know, I was understanding. I think she was having some personal issues, but eventually I got to where it was like, okay, time to move on. But when I go to her Patreon now, I do see that, you know, she says under under her second tier that she offers coloring pages. So if anybody knows, you drop me a little comment and let me know if she's putting out new content on her Patreon again or not. I want to color those pages on YouTube, but I want to make sure that you guys all still have access to get them if you don't have them already and you want to color along. So I'll reach out to her on Instagram and ask her if she's still producing pages, coloring pages. But if anybody knows the answer, please let me know. You know, it's little things, little things like sharpening a pencil. I know that's so stupid, but it's like, oh, hello, I missed doing that. Dumb. I also missed the ease of being able to just sit down for even just a few minutes and color, you know, like just grab in some coloring time when you have it. Because I couldn't really do that with, you know, when I'm painting and when I'm, when I'm painting, I can't really just go, oh, I'll just sit down and paint for 15 minutes. It's too much. It's the stopping and the starting that quickly is too hard, and you know, cleaning up the mess is too hard. So it's really nice to be able to have my coloring stuff on my table or at easy access so that I can just sit down. So I'm still watching my grandson 2 days a week, and oh my God, he's such a cutie and such a good little boy for the, 99% of the time. He's just a really happy, good kid. And so like when he goes down and takes a nap or whatever, it's nice now to be able to go, oh, I'm just going to sit down for an hour or however long that nap lasts and just sit at my desk and color, because it's good therapy. It's kind of, yeah. Anyway, I'm really glad to be doing it again. Where was I going with that? Oh, kids. Holy moly. Like, who teaches? Nobody teaches. They just know. How is it that little kids just know how to throw a temper tantrum? How do they just know to throw themselves down on the ground, like, in a huff and cry or whine or whatever it is that they're doing? It's like nobody ever taught them to do that. And yet somehow they just know. Like, what is up with that? There's all these things that you forget when you haven't had a kid in the house for years and years, and then all of a sudden you do as a grandparent. I just have to laugh. I just laugh. You can appreciate and laugh at things so much more as a grandparent than you can as a mom or a parent, which is really nice. So he's really wonderful. I'm looking forward to the day when we can actually when his attention span is longer than 30 seconds and we can actually start doing fun stuff. He hasn't started talking yet. He's just over a year old. He's walking and running around like crazy man, but the only word, his first word, I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you what his first word is. His first word is hey. And he knows very well how to use it. And I would imagine that, he learned it from his family, because I will admit there was lots of times when I would, look at him and say, hey, don't do that, or whatever, and so now he's picked up on that, and he now uses that word quite often, which is not very good, but it is what it is. So we're trying to teach him not to use that word so much. So I'm trying to get him to get my attention in other ways, and teaching him to say please and thank you, just by repeating it over and over again when the time is right for that stuff. But it's funny because you don't think about what you're saying. I mean, hey is a pretty innocent word, not really a problem word, but I didn't even think about would he pick up on that and use that word as a main part of his vocabulary to get my attention, but apparently he has, and I must not be the only one using it, because if I was, I don't think he would have picked up on it as his first main word. But he's very sweet. Wish I could teach him a little bit of patience, but I suppose that's a concept that's a little too advanced for a 1-year-old. down here, let's go with Terra Cotta. Kind of want this to fade into dark. All right, how do I feel about that? Not too bad. Let's do the other side, and then we can tweak as needed. I am going to go ahead and put the light color on some of these little flyaway hairs, just to make sure that we keep those nice and light. Boy, howdy, do I need some new glasses. Progressives are so expensive. I did see this really cool ad, though, for, what's it called? Pear.com, with glasses that have all different colors that snap on top of the base pair. And I'm really, really thinking about getting a pair of those, because you can order them without any prescription. And then I can just take those to my own optometrist and have them measure properly and put a good set of progressive lenses in there. But how fun would that be to be able to just swap out your top frames? So I think I'm going to do that, because in actuality, when I look at the cost, a cost of a pair of those plus like 3 toppers, like you can get a sunglass topper and whatever. They put new toppers out all the time, I guess. The cost of that is no more money than the cost of a pair of frames at the optometrist store or the optical store, wherever you. So some of those frames are so expensive. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oops, yeah, Terra Cotta. Rewind frame? No, just barely. Sorry. It was bound to happen. Okay, I'm just kind of like stepping back and seeing if I'm happy with how things are looking. I actually might darken some of this a little bit. Always flick up into the highlighted portion of the hair, or down, whichever direction you're going. Blend that darker color into the lighter color gently. Alrighty, let's do some Sienna Brown. But see how well we're covering up that black with just this just these colors, it's no longer black anymore. You know, it's dark, yes, but it's not black. Actually, I think I want to do espresso in there. All right, let's do our espresso, because I actually do want this to be darker. It's those darks and lights that really make hair look real. Getting your shadows nice and dark and your highlights lighter. I don't want to say that they have to be super bright because it depends on the color of your hair, but it's kind of the same rules apply whether you're doing coloring pages or you're doing your own art. You got to get those values correct. When the values are right, your darks are dark enough, your lights are light enough, that's where the realism comes into place and where that three-dimensional look really starts to happen. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of blending because, again, this blender really seems like it makes the colors a little bit more vibrant. If you don't have this blender, don't fear. The new Caran blender is the same product. It's just encased in a pencil. So, you know, you get, unfortunately, you get, you know, that much product instead of the full pencil with product. But it's still the same stuff, so it'll still do the same job. Okay, I feel like it's too vibrant. I want it a little darker. So I'm going to add some more espresso. See about this Sienna Brown. Yes, Sienna Brown. Let's do some more. Geez, I gotta remember to start using my brush again to fluff away the stuff, because I get yelled at if I don't. This is going to be another one of those do as I say, not as I do moments, because I will never remember to use this. I will always use my hand, and thankfully, for whatever reason, must be the climate, I don't have an issue with smearing, so I think that's why I never got in the habit of using a brush. something about this that I'm not happy with, and I don't know what it is. So let's try some more Terra Cotta. Not sure what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit too vibrant for me. This was the first one that I did. Look at the difference in that hair color. Yeah, I like this one a lot better. I think I used too much of those reds. So I guess just more of the terracotta or espresso. I think I got carried away. Oh yeah, I think that's the problem. I like the Auburn, but I want it to be not super duper red. The next one that I'm working on, the next coloring page of my own that I will be doing, the girl actually has really red hair. Obviously you don't have to do it really red, but when I painted it, she has very red hair. All right, I'm really not happy. So let's figure out how to fix this. For me personally, it's just a personal, preference, but it's just not right. I don't know what it is. So sometimes that does happen. You got to figure out what you need to do. So now I have to figure out what do I need to do to get this the way I want it, because it's too red. Should we do some black? My friend Sonia, she's Sosh Colors on Instagram. She's coloring her, and she did blonde. She did blonde hair, which made me very happy because it shows that you can do a lot of different things with grayscale. Okay, darn it. Okay, let me, I need to figure this out. And I hate to make you bear with me while I'm trying to do this. Just not sure what I did so differently on this one than on the other one. And probably if I didn't have the other one sitting here right in front of me, it wouldn't matter, and I probably wouldn't notice so much, but it is, and so I'm really able to see how different it was. And I actually really liked the color of the other hair better, so I think it's getting better. I think that was the problem. I think with adding the black is making a big difference. It was just too bright. Yeah, it's getting better. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to do, which is not on the original piece, and then I have to decide which color to use. I'm going to do some stray hairs across her forehead and hope that I don't mess it up. So I'm just gonna pull some hairs. Maybe I'll use a couple different colors. Actually, I want to there we go, that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to take my espresso very lightly and just put some shadow underneath those hairs. Okay, I'm also going to maybe white. Have them catch some of the light. So the eggshell works pretty well because I want these to be really quite subtle. But I'm just going to flick some loose hairs. And if they're too subtle, then I can always come back in with a lighter color or a darker color. Like that one kind of looks weird. That one I'm not... to live with that one for a little bit. That one's almost a little bit too wrong. So we'll just take some espresso. Make it go in a different direction. That's better. Okay, so just a few stray hairs because her hairs doesn't have to be perfect. I think that's pretty good. I feel better about her color now. Why do I always do that with my finger? I don't know. Like my finger's gonna magically blend the pencil. It's just a weird habit. Okay. All right. How do I feel? I'm not unhappy. I'm gonna let this sit with me for a couple of minutes, stare at it critically, figure out if there's anything that I want to do. So I'll be back in just a flash. Okay, so one of the things that I'm kind of noticing, I'm actually okay with her hair, but there's a few places where I would like to add a little bit more shadow. and hope that I have enough tooth left on her face to do it so it doesn't get blotchy. So I'm going to start maybe with black grape. And I'm using the barest amount of pressure here because it's such a dark color, and I don't want her to look like she got punched in the jaw. So just light pressure, and then I'm going to go over that with some of this chestnut. I think I want to bring that down here a little bit. And maybe a little bit more shadow under her lip. Okay, well, I think I'm liking this a little bit better. Let's go ahead and put some of this over this black. And something here. Maybe espresso. And some of the Terra Cotta. There I go again, trying to blend with my finger. Okay. Make sure my thingy is clean. Gotta be careful because, yeah, I'm using really, really light pressure on this right now because I can feel that I'm kind of at the end of the tooth for her skin. And if I press down too hard, I'm just gonna scrape and make bad lines that I don't want. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to go too crazy. Okay. Okay, so I think that she is done with her hair. I think we're done with her hair. So I think this is only at about 45 minutes. So I can either keep going or I can save the rest for another video. I might save the rest for another video because I don't think it's going to take too much longer. Yeah, so I think we'll call this one finished, and we'll work on some more of it on another video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again, you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Leave a comment, say hi, tell me that you liked it. All of that stuff helps get the video seen, not only by new people, but by the subscribers too. So it makes a huge difference and really is a great way to support me and my channel. So that is all for now. Love to you all, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks. Bye.